In this video, we will discuss about the third unit in the programming C concept, that is the decision making in programming. So, how to make the decisions in the programming languages? We'll see now. Okay, decision making statement is depending on the condition block need to be executed or not. Let me write here. Decision making statement is depending on the condition block need to be executed. This is the definition of a decision making. That is, if you want to execute any conditional block in the program, so first we have to decide which statement should be executed first. So those decisions making statements we will see now. Okay, in this decision making statements we have types. First we will see if statement. Second one is if else, and third one is nested if else statements. So in detail we will see what is meant by the if statement, if else statements, and also the nested if statements. Okay, first we are seeing the if statement. So what is mean by an if statement means it is used to execute a set of command lines or one command line when the conditional logical condition is true. That means when the condition is true, then only it will execute the block, or else it will terminate from the loop. Okay, so it will execute the set of command lines or more commands when the logical condition is only true. When it is true only it will execute the condition, or else it will terminate. We'll see the syntax for the if statement, that is if condition. Here you have to write the condition, that is you can use A is greater than B, A is less than B, A equal to B, A is not equal to B. So these are all the conditions we are using. These conditions you have to write in the place of conditions here. If conditions, if this condition is true, if this condition is true, then only it will execute this statements. So whatever printf statements we are writing here in the statement block, then only it will execute. When it will execute? When the if condition is true. When it is true, it will execute the statement, or else if it is, suppose it is an false, the condition is false, then what it will do? It will terminate from this condition. It will terminate from this condition if it is false. Okay, this is the syntax of the if statement. If condition in the normal braces, statement, semicolon. You can use flower brace, opening flower brace and closing flower brace also here. Okay, this is the syntax of if statement. So we will see flowchart for the if statement. This is the flowchart for the if statement. First we are starting. This is an entry point. After the entry point, same like a syntax only, it will check the condition here. If the condition is true, then it will execute the conditional block, that is the statements. It will execute the statement. If suppose the condition is false, then what it will do? It will terminate from the loop. Okay, this is the end of the loop. This symbol is for starting of the loop and this symbol is used for ending of the loop. So this is the flowchart for the if statement. This is a flowchart for the if statement. We have seen syntax and flowchart. Now we will see the example for the if statement. See here, look at the example here. If age is greater than 60, I am writing here to printf old person. If his age is 60, there we have to print the old person. If marks is greater than 100, you have to printf invalid marks or printf check your marks. Why? Because greater than 100 it will not be there. Why? Because we can 100 below we are using, or equal to 100 we will use, but greater than 100 is not used in any marks list. So this condition is every time false. Then it will print these statements. It will not print these statements. It will execute from, it will terminate from the loop. Okay. See here, this is an if statement. If age is greater than 60, if his, suppose you take any other person, age is 62, then what will happen? This condition will be true and it will execute this printf statement. If suppose think that any person age is 59, so 59 age is greater than 60, no, the false condition. Then what it will do? It will come out of the loop. That is, it will terminate the loop. Okay. This is all about if statement. Okay. This is the definition of the if statement, syntax. Next, flowchart and example. Next we will see in the decision making, second type is if else statement. So see here, if else statement. So if else statement is an extension for the if statement. So you see, if in the if statement we have seen, if the condition is true, then it will execute the statements. But if the condition is false, in that cases there is no if statement to execute for the else statement. So it will not execute the false condition. So for that reasons they have implemented this if else statement. In this if else statement, it will take care of true as well as false also. For true condition it will execute one statement. For false condition it will execute one statement. That is, in the if, it will, if the condition is true, in the if block, if the condition is true, it will execute one statement. In the if block only, if the condition is false, it will execute the else statement. Okay. So see here, if the statement is executed when the condition is true, else statement is executed when condition is false. If in case if statement means first condition, if the true is, it is true, condition is true, then if statement will be executed. If the condition is false, it will execute the else statement. Clear? So we will see next what is a flowchart for the if else statement. See here, this is a flowchart for the if else statement. First, starting of the loop. First I have given one condition. If that condition is true, then it will execute the statement 1. If this condition is false also, we have another condition or we have another statement to execute. What is this? Statement 2. If the condition is false, it will execute the statement 2. If the condition is true, it will execute the statement 1. Then it will end the loop. Okay, for both conditions, for true as well as false, it will execute one and one, different statements. Okay. So next we will see the example for the if else. First, if condition is true, then flower brace, it will execute the statement 1. Okay. If this condition is false, if this condition is true, then it will execute statement 1. If this, suppose this condition is false, then what it will do? It will execute this else part. Okay. It will execute this else part statement when the condition is false. Okay. Next, third type in the decision making is nested if else statement. Okay. What is nested if else statement? Means when any logical condition is true, the compiler executes block followed by if condition, otherwise it will skip and executes the else block. Simply, if you want to tell what is mean by nested if else statement, means in one if else statement we are writing another if else statement. So in the simple way, if you want to tell what is mean by nested if statement, means in one if else statement we are writing another if else statement. That is, I'll show you the syntax. See here. So syntax, if expression 1, this is the first expression. In this first if statement I have written the if block and also the else block. Okay, in one if statement I have written if and else, and for this if also we are having another else, no? In this else also we are writing if and else. So if you want to tell in first if and else, we have to write. In this if we are writing if and else, in this else part also we are writing if else. Okay, this is nothing but in one if else statement we are writing another if else statement. That is nothing, we are calling it as nested if else statement. Okay, or we can call this nested if statement as if else if statement also. If else if statement, these two are same. Example for the nested if statement. Okay, first I have declared the preprocessor directives, next main function, next I have declared one variable, that is mark. Printf is enter marks in the C programming out of 100. First it will print enter marks in C programming. Okay, next it will read that particular marks which we have written, then it will checks for the if mark. If mark equal to 100, then what I have written the statement, congrats, you are a professional C programmer. Okay, suppose I have given here in the printf statement I have given 100, then this if statement condition is true. If the if block statement is true, then it will execute this statement. Okay, next it will execute the else part. If marks is greater than 60, printf you are passed, else printf you are failed. Okay, so if we will give greater than 60, then we can get the answer as you are passed. If we are giving the marks as less than 60, then you are failed. The statement we are going to print, you are failed. So in this particular program we are using one if statement and else statement. In this else statement we are writing another if statement and else statements again. So this printf statements is written in one if condition, we are writing another if else condition. Okay, so this is a program for the nested if. This is an example program for the nested if else statement.